Hello, hello, hello.
Hello,
Welcome
everyone.
everyone to our first ever live stream on Newbie Dice podcast and YouTube channel. And with me, I have General Gaddafi, Mode Gaddafi, and Jesse Driver. Thanks for coming on last minute. And we have a token out of Asia representation in Felix Castro.
Yay!
From the RC. Wow.
Oh, from the RC no less. So that makes this
Yeah.
stream even more
It
legit.
gives it gravitas, I guess.
Yes, definitely. Gravitas.
He's just swigging his whiskey over there. So
Oh yeah.
he's just being entertained while he's doing his hobbying. So we
Yeah.
got last minute we decided to do this. So thank you, Jesse and Felix, for coming on. And so we are going to have our Clash of Kings Asia this coming weekend. So let me see if I can share some screens, slides somewhere. Oh, share screen. All right. Um, there we go. So this is our Clash of Kings Asia 2024 splash screen. It is gonna be held in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, because things are really expensive in Singapore. So around the region, there are more affordable options. And on top of that, it is only a 1 day because the organizers, I'm not part of the organizing committee, but glad you are.
Yep.
And uh, venue restrictions, right? They managed to book the venue for one
Yeah,
day.
and
So
it's the first ever time. I think another reason why we chose KL for short is it's in the middle. We have a community in Penang, which is about a couple hours from KL, 3 hours by car, and we are about 5 hours from KL. So it's like KL is like the middle point of where we can meet. So yeah,
yeah, and we're gonna do 4 games in a day. So that sounds a little bit crazy. Felix, have you played 4 games in a day before?
I have. It's rough, especially if you're not used to it. I'm probably not used to it anymore. A lot of time we played the 4 games, I was in second edition, and if you're not ready for it, you will be. So, warning to those who are playing that have not used to playing 4 games in a day, just be prepared to be completely wiped by the fourth game because,
yeah.
it's that is an endurance trial. So it's
That,
like running a marathon.
that's also one reason why we kept it to 2,000 points, just to make it a bit easier to handle.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, and on top of that, we started. I think it was chosen to be 2,000 points because the Australian Clash of Kings was traditionally 2,000 points. So we wanted to follow
But
that.
this year they went to 2003 points. So it's like okay.
Yeah. So we also want. Why is it arranged in January? God, you wanna explain a little bit on that?
Yeah, so we organized it. We started thinking about ideas sometime last year. So one of the reasons why we hold it in January is to keep it close to the Australian Clash of Kings. That's 2 weeks from now. So that actually maybe in future, if people are in the region, they can come for our event. Then they can hop on to Australia for Clash of Kings, which is normally held during CanCon, which is usually I think the third or fourth weekend of January.
Yeah. So if you are from the US or Europe, you might want to do a Asia Pacific trip in future. You can come down and attend 2 events. So Clash of Kings Asia and Clash of Kings Australia. That is the aim that we're trying to do. Hopefully, in future years, it will be back to back weekends. So you can you can do a one week or 1.5 or 2 weeks trip and be able to attend both events and sightsee in both regions or countries. So that is the goal that we are trying to achieve. Yep. So Jesse, are you attending? I'm not sure if I've seen you on the attendee list.
No, no, yeah,
No.
it's not. He
Yeah,
there was a
that's a
small
no.
chance. There was a small chance that he would have to drop by KL for some visa things to sort out, but unfortunately, not. But maybe in future, I think he's definitely planning to go for the one next year.
Hey,
Yeah,
maybe we
that's
host it in Bali one of these years, and you it's just in your backyard.
that would be great.
Yeah, and it will be a holiday for all of us as well. So
I
Bali is
think
a beach vacation destination.
my dream is that the wives all go for massages and that the guys play Kings of War in Bali. I'd love to see that someday.
That would actually please the wives, the missus, so that we are able to enjoy our games in peace. Full day spa. How about that?
Yes, nice.
I see Jeremy Duval in the audience.
Hi, Jeremy.
Thank you for watching in. So I'm gonna share. I'm a little bit slow on this, so bear with me. I'm figuring out the controls as we speak. I have not done this live stream before, so I am gonna share. Next is the pack that we're gonna have. So it's on 13th of January, Saturday. It will be at a hotel function room, and most of us coming in from overseas will be staying in that function room. In not not in the function room, in the hotel.
Getting really close.
Yes.
And hang on, I'm just checking my live feed while we go along, just to make sure that we are sharing everything just fine. Okay. So 24 player cap, we have 22 players. I think a few dropped out last minute, but still a good number of players. 2,000 points in the army size. Yes, Jeremy, we heard you. Hopefully it will be 2,300 from next year onwards. Okay, no allies. We are playing with chess clocks, 60 minutes per player, 4 rounds in 1 day. So tournament placing will be firstly decided by win-loss draw, and then followed tiebreaker will be by blackjack scoring. Second tiebreaker will be strength of schedule. So we do enforce a modeling requirement that the armies must be fully painted.
Which I'm working towards even as we speak.
Got. All right. So units represented must be instantly recognizable, so on and so forth. Let's scroll it down.
I think Gad will be finishing his painting as his opponent does deployment. That's part of the strategy.
You're bringing Trident Realms, am I right? Yeah.
Yes.
After your success and claim to fame as halflings, you immediately abandon them.
Yeah, because Quan Jin is also, another player is also bringing halfling, so I don't want to steal his spotlight. So
He's such a gentleman, just allowing others to share the spotlight with the halflings.
Mhm.
I appreciate that.
Or fear losing the top halfling spot.
maybe that's the real reason.
Let's not get too judgy.
There's a once per game reroll only for nerf checks.
Ooh.
And only 1 die of the nerf check. There will be no withdrawal rule, so that's an interesting one. So let's see what else. Prizes. So we have best painted by voting, and overall winners, best painted countercharger, wooden spoon, and some lucky draws. All right, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, let's talk about the scenarios. I'm not familiar what scenario
Seriously, Paige, you're not familiar?
we are playing. Hey, I didn't attend the 1 day practice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically,
round
it's,
1 is
push.
push.
Bear in mind, this is the new push where you can only score 1 token per unit.
Okay.
Yeah. So the second round is pillage. Then the third round Both will be maximum, so 7 tokens and 7 objectives.
And 3
Third one will
tokens
be
or
hold the
push.
line. Yeah, third one will be hold the line. So that's an interesting one. It's a new scenario. It's personally one of my favorite scenarios
All
where
right.
you can lose the middle but still win if you get both
Mm-hmm.
flanks. And the last one, this is a controversial pick by someone who shall not be named. Fool's goal. Typically in a tournament, the last scenario it's something that is a bit more brainless, like dominate or invade. But this person decided to make things interesting. So the last scenario is Fool's goal. So
Well,
this team,
in their defense, I mean, if you're going to claim to be the king of Asia,
yeah,
you best be on your A game, be able to handle these, wonky scenarios out in your fourth game, and how many hours of being awake and standing on your feet, and just
Yep.
you got to earn it.
Is Asia the largest continent?
I mean by population, yes, for sure. Yeah, land
All
area,
right.
I'm not so sure. Probably not. Yeah,
Who's
so
gold?
full goal. So it's not that difficult, just placing the tokens on your opponent's side. Then you reveal that at the end of round three. Yeah. So you end up with 2-1-1, 2-1-1. So you just have to go for the tokens.
Yep. All right. With that, let's share the faction breakdown.
So we do have a healthy mix of factions. I think while Page brings it up. We have 4 factions that we have 2 representatives. But otherwise it's very healthy mix of factions.
Yeah, there are no 3 offs, and there are quite a lot of. There's a few 2 offs. So 2 goblins, 2 salamanders, 2 orcs, 2 undead, and then 1 of each of the following: abyssal dwarfs, Empire of Dust, Forces of the Abyss, halflings, herd, kingdoms of men, night stalkers, Northern Alliance, ogres, Twilight Kin, Trident Realm, Redkin slaves, and Varangur. Wow. Who's not represented? I think there are no elves other than Twilight Kin. No elves,
Yeah,
no
no,
Sylvan
no
Kin,
elves, no Sylvankin, no Green Lady, no Brother Mark, no
no
dwarves,
forces
no
of
free
nature.
dwarves.
No
No,
dwarfs, or but there are
no,
abyssal dwarfs.
no Basileia, it looks like. That's
Yeah,
probably what I would have.
yeah, no
Okay.
Basileia.
Hmm.
Because
Wow, this is more civilized field than I'm used to dealing with. So
that's true.
it's like you're fighting in the U.S. You fight in the shade of all the flyers and shooting, and yeah, it's rough.
Yeah,
So,
right.
so
So
so these are the matchups. So what we have 10 people from Singapore, 7 from Penang, and 5 from KL. So what we did is we tried to avoid inter-country matchups as much as possible, except for one matchup, which is Nick versus Selvum. Nick's from Penang, Selvum's from KL. Although he's originally from Penang, he is representing KL. So everybody will get to play someone who they probably haven't met before. So that's pretty cool.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty cool.
yeah, so those in red are from Singapore. Those in blue are from where?
Penang, yeah. There's a few more that should be in blue. So, but
Okay,
it's yeah,
didn't show up on my thing, but
green.
okay, we'll go through them. We will
Quickly,
talk about them as we go through. All
yeah.
right, so let's start with the first set of lists: Kwang versus Page, myself,
Yes.
and let me try to figure this out. Am I still sharing screen?
Nope.
Present.
No,
Do
There
you
we go.
want me to share screen instead, Paige?
If you could, that would be great. If you could bring up maybe Kwang's Varangur list first, or my goblins list if you are.
Yep. I'm sharing it now. Can you see it?
Not yet.
It shows that I'm sharing it, but okay. Yeah,
Might be a
it
lag.
shows. Yeah, might be a lag. Ooh, I still can't. It shows I'm sharing it from my end.
Oh, I have to pull it onto the stage. There we go.
Ah, there you go.
Okay.
Ah, yeah, okay. Let me open it again. Okay, can you guys see it? Let me
Yes.
zoom in.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is the Varangur list. Let me just quickly go through. It's pretty much an alpha list. 2 rivers, troops, one with Pipes of Terror, one with the Bar the Old King. Interesting. One fallen with Brew of Strength, one Mounted Suns with Striding, 2 Thunder Wolves, one with Mage of Crushing, one Frostfang with Brew of Haze, one Fostering Cavalry Horde, 2 Snow Foxes as Chef, one Magus with Lightning Bolt and Bane Chant and Inspiring, one Magnan or the Fallen, and one Lord on Frostfang with Snow Fox. So total 12 units, 16 unit strength, pretty elite alpha list.
Mhm.
So Paige, what are your thoughts since you'll be facing against this list?
What does the Mask of the Reaper do?
The Mask of the Reaper, I think it's Life Leech.
I think it gives them the life leech that
2.
they have.
Yeah, Life
Right.
Leech 2. That's right. So yeah,
Pretty fast hitting stuff. So Fallen is fast, nimble. Just hope they don't get around my wall of Rebel.
they might just go through your wall, Rebel.
Well, the
Yeah,
plus
they
side
might
is
just
that
bulldoze through, right? So I just hope that I am able to deal enough shooting damage before the lines meet and crash into my rubber wall. Magnute could one turn fly over and cause some things trouble in the backfield. So I guess Margot and Juice will have to hold him at bay, hold her at bay. Yeah, let's just move on to my list so that we can keep things going quickly.
Yes. So the next is Paige. I've
So the
seen
scenario is push, yeah.
push. I've seen maybe 10 different versions of this list, as Paige has been tweaking it for the past half a year.
Yeah, it's interesting. Goblins at 2,000 points. So a lot of people say that, because the denomination of goblin units are like 50, 60 points, it's very easy to tone it down to 2,000 points. But as a shooting army, I think there is a balance that you need to keep, that you need to have enough shooting to 1 round units. And that is a little bit harder to achieve at a lower point size while maintaining enough of a list in the rest, enough of a core. So that's what I came up with. I'll just read them out. 4 hordes of rebel, 1 horde of trolls with dead packs. So I think that's an interesting pick. 2 trombones, 3 sharp stick throwers, 1 mincer, 3 wingets, that's bombs away, 1 king with Grony Snark upgrade. Next page, please, God.
Yep.
I think it's 2 wizards, both with lightning bolt. One has Alchemist Curse 2, the other one has Hex 2 and Conjurer's Staff. Margot and Juice, and a King on Chariot with Fire Oil, 19 units, 20 unit strength in that 2,000 points package. So the interesting thing is the trolls. I think that's not conventional. And I've alluded in my earlier battle report that if I were to change this trolls to another horde, a 5th horde of rebel, I would have only unlocked a monster slot, which is not as exciting as a war engine or a hero slot. So even if I downgraded to a rebel, I have 65 points remaining. I'm not sure how much is a blaster.
I think there's 60.
I think it's about 65. So
Yeah, 65.
So I could bring a blaster, but I thought a horde of trolls would be more substantial in terms of combat power. So yeah, the
Yep.
goblin blaster is great for unit strength as well. If you never blow it up, it's 1 unit strength. But if you charge into things, it will blow up. Its shooting attack is pretty weak. So yep, trolls has been fine, especially when it's trying to finish off a second rank, finish off whatever that broke through the rebel wall. That packs has been pretty fun too. When it dies, when the troll dies, it deals D3 plus 1, piercing 1 hits to everything within 6 inches. We did
Right.
friends and enemies. Often it deals more to myself because I usually have lots of stuff hanging around nearby. But it doesn't matter because as long as the opponent does not have enough power left to trigger nerf checks, my stuff could be wounded. Right. Hopefully, by the time my trolls blow up, there's not a lot left on the table, and
Right.
I'm just inflicting wounds on whoever killed the trolls to be able to finish it up later. Yep, that's all I have to share about my list.
So I'm learning now that under 2300, it seems like the companion doesn't allow you to add, Grony Snark. So I'm learning that today because
no, I have Grony Snark. I have Grony Snark.
Yes, it does. Yeah, there you go.
Oh no!
Yeah, he's there. He's there. Definitely.
Grony Snark is
curses.
I mean, it's. I think it's not as terrifying since Host Shadow Beast can't target it anymore. So
yeah,
don't worry too much about it. A lot of times, it deals 2 wounds because it's blast hitting on force, very swingy.
Oh yeah, hitting on force is always swingy.
Yeah.
All right, table 2.
Table 2, we have Nick. Nick is some of you might have seen him on Countercharge a couple of times. He's from Penang. He's running a very interesting Abyssal Dwarf list with no golems. So 2 Berserker troops, now with Universal and Snare. 3 Immortal Guard, 1 troop, 2 regiments, all with the CS1 upgrade. 1 Decimator regiment, 2 Gargoyles as chef, 2 Half-Breeds, 1 with Striding, 1 with Helm of the Drunken Realm, 1 Overmaster with Infernal Advance, basically it's Aura Strider for the infantry, and Wings of Honeymaze, 1 Eyecaster with Banchan Heal, 1 Infernox that gives Elite to all the infantry, and 1 Half-Breed Champion with a bit of slashing. So pretty balanced list, 14 units, 21 unit strength, pretty tough. It's basically a MSU kind of list. Lots of defense 5 regiments and some shooting, and quite a bit of interference in the Gargoyles and Half-Breed Champions and the Overmaster.
Yeah, I would say it's a very interesting list. I think Abyssal Dwarfs are currently being figured out right now with all the new changes. I think it's an exciting time to be an Abyssal Dwarf player.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, they definitely they played catch up with this current Clash pack because they kind of had been ignored, except for getting nerfed since 3rd edition came out. I mean, you got to think not much was like positive for them. It was just like, oh, War Machines got nerfed and this got nerfed, and it just turns into, and then finally, that's why there's a page and a half of changes in the book, because we're just finally catching them up to what everyone else is getting. So, yeah, no, it's exciting time to be a Düsseldorf player. So, I'll agree with that one.
Yep.
And the half-breeds have been improving edition upon edition, and it looks really good now for 109 points.
First they got Fury, then now they got +1
17 regen. Crush One Thunder one.
I think their weakness is shooting. If you can avoid being shot at, I think they can do a lot of work.
Right.
And he does have tools to deal with shooting. So he'll be facing off against ogres with a bit of shooting. So Selvon has brought a lot of meat for his ogres. 1 horde of shooters with blessing, 3 hordes of warriors, 2 with matriarch, so they can be redeployed, and 1 with brew of strength, 1 with 200 weapons. I think 2 of them with 200 weapons. So all 3 have CS2. One is from the brew of strength, 2 siege breakers, hordes, 1 warrior chariots, 1 warlock with Drain Life, 1 and nom, and the Paymaster. So this is the first time I'm seeing the Paymaster. The special thing is he gives rarely 1 to Merc, which is basically warriors and shooters in this list. So what do you guys think of this list?
It fits in 1 page. That's interesting.
I'm trying to think, because what is the 15? I'm gonna look at my army list builder while you can go on page. I'm coming over my thoughts.
My local players were screaming for Paymaster to have inspiring. I think that's one serious thing it lacks. For 100 points, just giving that rally to certain keywords is a bit steep, and
that-
especially in the hero unlocks
Is that the paymaster
cost.
right there?
No, that's the paymaster is the one that's holding a scroll up, like he's collecting rent.
Collecting rent. Yeah,
You.
that's the captain from. Oh gosh, which was that?
Vanguard.
Vanguard. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess the choice of having a regular warrior chariots over, because boomer chariots are like pretty much stapled to every American list just because of the threat of shooting, having that aura of stealthy. I mean, yeah, I mean, if it's not enough of a threat, or he's feeling he's going to get into combat way faster, or there's other threats that he doesn't necessarily need stealthy. Yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, there's a lot of shooting. Like Gaddafi was saying, was that before you finally she goes to shooting, and here's all these shooters and warlocks, and it's like, okay, well, there you go.
Yeah, the episode dwarf side have minimal shooting, right? Decimators and some spells, I think. So
Yeah, not a lot of shooting.
Right.
So yeah, it'd be a good matchup. The next one, let's keep on moving. The next one is
let's keep
Forces of Abyss. So KC from Penang, he's bringing Forces of Abyss list, Abyssal Guard, Lower Abyssal Horde, 2 Flame Barrel troops for shooting, 2 Morlock Hordes, 2 Hellhounds, 2 Cronus, and 1 Harbinger with the loot, and 1 Abyssal Warlock with Benchant and Hex. So basically almost 2 have everything in this list. It's a decent list. The double Cronus is interesting. They could heal each other. There'll be some shenanigans there.
At 2,000 points, the Well of Souls might be a little bit costly. Combo with the Cronii.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll go with that.
So yeah, but another thing to note is just too inspiring. So
yeah, that's what I was going to make note of that. There's only 2 sources of inspiring.
So yeah, I mean, I haven't played against KC. I met him before briefly, but not played with him. So it's interesting to see how it goes. 12 units, 20 unit strength. I think it's in the middle of the pack in terms of unit strength. So yeah, he'll be facing. Yeah, go ahead.
One thing I haven't feel the full effects of is that the standard barriers, other than giving an aura, most of them, they also went very inspiring. So it's a bigger bubble. My goblins haven't played much with the flag barrier, so I'm not sure if that bigger bubble can make just 2 inspiring sources work.
Perhaps.
And then he's only 4 of his units actually would be affected by that aura because it's infantry only. So just be the lower abyssals and the flame bearers. So
yeah, Abyssal Guard.
Abyssal Guard. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, I meant to say Abyssal Guard.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, if you're paying 65 points, whatever. It's a thing. If it works, it works. If not, well, it's not. You're wasting a whole lot of points.
Yeah. Plus, very inspiring. So yeah, probably taking it for that. So he'll be facing off against our local player Keith with his undead. So he actually wanted to bring Empire Dust, but after some testing, I think he's sticking with his undead. So this is his regular undead list: 1 Spearman regiment, 2 regiments of Wraiths with 1 troop, 3 Zombie Troll Hordes, 2 Balefire Catapults, 1 Goblite, 2 Necromancers, 1 with Drain Life and Surge, the other one with Surge and Weakness, 1 Standard Barrel with Surge, and Morgoth the Mandatory. 14 unit strength, yes.
No, I like it. It's going to be very interesting. You don't see a whole lot of zombie trolls, but I mean, did he get the? Yeah, he's got the necromancer with the vicious aura. So yeah, I mean that vicious applies to those zombie trolls as well. So yeah,
that
and the Goreblight, yeah. So that's gonna be pretty tasty.
That vicious aura turns the zombies trolls up to 11, and for a 190 point unit, that it's a pretty tanky defense 5-17, and then it hits pretty hard in return. with that vicious aura. I fought against a variant of this list of keys before. It's quite a nightmare to deal with. He will force you to charge his defense 6 Wraiths. You crash into them, you bounce off them, and he basically punches you back with drain life. Everything goes back to full health.
Yeah, and Code of Death, and Dread from Morgoth. So
and
yeah, and while you're moving out, his Balefire catapults will just chip at you. You know, he's known for rolling 5s.
Rolling
very
out
well.
on his Balefire catapults.
So it's a local meme, you know. You roll 5s like Keith's Balefire catapults. But it's an interesting list. I'm not sure if the episode.
I'm surprised he managed to fit all the things he wanted in the list.
He actually wanted 2 necromancers with drain life, so we actually convinced him
Yeah,
to
the
go
second.
for 1 and upgrade a zombie regiment to a skeleton spearman regiment. So I mean that unit strength 3 and dash 15, you know, it's clutch.
Yeah, no, those are one of the tankier regiments you wouldn't think of in the game. Those skeleton spearmen. So,
How much unit strength does he have?
3. He has 20.
20, right?
Yeah, despite being quite elite with four individuals.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
And 2 war machines. So the next one will be Desmond. Desmond will be playing. So Desmond is salamanders, basically lizard people. I love the name. He'll be playing Ryan, Kingdoms of Men. 2 Kekuka warriors as troops, a chef, 2 hordes of salamander primes, 2 ancients, 2 tyrants, 1 lancers with striding, 3 Lachylidons, 1 herald, and 2 battle captains that are mounted. So it's a very meat and potatoes list. Very few items, just lots of meat. 24 unit strength, 15 drops, which is a lot for 2,000 points.
Hang on, is it just one source of inspiring right now?
Yes.
Ancients, so 3 sources of
Ancients,
inspiring.
So 1 herald and 2 ancients. So yeah, very tanky list, very resilient, lots of nerf, defense 5.
And then one of them being very inspiring with the herald that helps as well.
Yes.
I think he's covered in inspiring. So
yeah, definitely covered in inspiring. Battle captains running around on their mounts, disrupting things. A bit of shooting from the Lachylidons. Yeah, it's a interesting list. Yes.
I think it doesn't take advantage of the new synergy between the Infernal and Fireborn. I don't see any Infernal units.
Yeah, so it's
no flaming stuff, right?
It's a model choice thing. I think that he doesn't have elementals.
Well, and also it's basically lizard people. So it's
lizard people.
It's on
it's in the name. It's in the name. Yeah, what I would like to have seen would be the Pathfinder aura on the battle captain, maybe 1 non-mounted, 1 mounted, you know, because terrain would be a problem for him. So we'll see. So he'll be playing our local Kingdoms of Men player, which is Ryan. So Ryan has a very interesting list: 2 regiments of Sure, 2 spear phalanx hordes with spikes, 1 knights with striding, 2 beast cavalry. So these are juiced up beast cavalry. They have 1 has a blessing, 1 has pipes. So they have all the upgrades. So they are like 300 points and 280 points. So these are his hammers. There's a wizard with Will of Shadows because he's afraid of shooting, and Bin Chan. He has the captain for rallying and redeploy, and 2 general arming beasts. So 25 unit strength, 11 drops.
I'm surprised he didn't take Indomitable Will on the Beast Calf.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing
so it doesn't come back to bite you, Brian.
Ryan, yeah.
Daniel Ryan, that is.
Yeah.
Luke Schaefer says, interesting equals bad. Code word. Now be kind, be kind.
So yeah, it's a. I mean, he says it's a good list. I think it can definitely crack the salamander list. But yeah, a lot depends on whether the beast calf get
25 unit strength, my goodness, and
that's a
lot
lot.
drops, 10 of them score. Yeah, take
Yes,
note. This is 2,000 points. So
this is pretty tough. It's a tough list. So moving on, it's another salamander player, Alex, my best
Alex,
buddy. So basically,
he owns
he's
he owns the game store Hammer House. So do
yeah. So
purchase
shout
from
out to Hammer
Hammer
House.
House,
So he's the one that
hammerhouse.com.sg.
got me into wargaming 25 years ago. So it's the two-piece KFC meal. Basically, it's two-piece because of the two phoenixes or the phoenix. So it's a beautiful army. Yes, two corsairs. It's actually painted by Rob Berman from the UK, from Antic. He bought
Whoa.
it from Rob Berman, so it's gorgeous. Yes, two corsairs, two tyrants, one Scotch wings with the helmet drunken realm, two phoenixes. Hence the name two-piece KFC. One herald with Binchan, one battle captain on the rhino, and he has the formation. So he has 24 unit strength, 12 drops. So yep, I think it's a solid list. Quite deceptively a lot of shooting in the list.
Yeah, that's the thing about salamanders, right? Everything kind of
Yeah,
has
he
some
was
shooting.
telling us that he only has 52 shots.
Only.
Yeah, this is one of the more shooty lists in the competition. I mean, I did get force him to get more inspiring. So to get these, he doesn't believe in inspiring, but I told him to get the inspiring talisman on the battle captain, together with the herald and the
So he has three
Zulkifli.
sources.
Yeah, three sources.
Zulkifli.
Yeah, it's a solid list. I think if he plays well, he has two hammers in the tyrants. He is shooting, enough shooting to get rid of chaff.
Hmm.
Yeah.
More than Chef.
Yeah, more than chaff. Yes, that's for sure. And he'll be facing off against another tough list, another skewed list, I would say. Oh, sorry, wrong one. He'll be facing off against Yiqian. Where is Yiqian? This, yeah. Herd. So this list, two harpies, three earth elementals, three beasts of nature, all with mist and wings. One great chieftain with the wings of the honeymays and the horn of the great migration basically gives them war charge 1 and dread. Yes, dread as well, and one druid and one avatar of the father. So going from 24 unit strength to just 15 unit strength. So this will be an interesting matchup for sure.
Hmm.
What do you guys think of this?
Interesting that the beasts all took the shooting attacks. Well, it's not
Yes,
expensive, so
that's cheap.
and it comes with vicious from natively from the beast itself. It's a light on scoring units for sure.
It's definitely an alpha strike list. That's for certain.
But there isn't a fast horde. It's all in the singular monsters and avatars of the father. Whereas
Right.
I would
Yeah.
say it's a counter punch because you're waiting for people to crash into the earth elemental hordes.
Yep. And while
And
you
then you
set up,
flank them.
yeah, you have to get flanks with this. It's all about flanks. Flanks or done. So versus the salamanders will be interesting. Because salamanders would be able to shoot off some of the stuff first. Does have a lot of flyer defense, so we'll see. Although a phoenix charging a beast of nature is not something you want, the beast of nature will be stuck there for the entire game. I think a phoenix. So yeah, Ite is one of the stronger players, from what I heard from Penang. So yeah, so the next one will be Twilight Kin. Twilight Kin versus Goblin. So this is our local Twilight Kin player. He's a new player. He did not play Warhammer Fantasy, so it's interesting to see him join the game. Complementing Twilight Kin list, one horde of white workers with the snare nets and snare, one Reaper regiment, two mutants regiments, two phantoms, which I think almost mandatory in the Twilight Kin list, one butcher regiment, one soul flayers, one white skiff, one healing mind screech, navigator with Binchan, and three summoner crows.
Oh, the cheese.
As you do, right? As
The
you do.
cheese.
14 units and 22 unit strength. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
if he's new, like who hurt him? that he will go to a list with 3 Summoner Crones right off the rip. That's a
We advised him. Yeah.
advised him by beating him a lot, and he was just like, all right, I gotta, he had his bad day, and just like, all right, going Twilight Kin.
Yeah.
Mo
So,
has painted 2,600 points of Twilight Kin in half a year. So
yeah.
he's
He's a pretty good painter. It's to the hobby, his basic is pretty good. So his army is posted in Fanatics a couple of days ago, so you can check it out. Snow
and his
based,
color schemes are always very radical. So it's
radical
really
and quite
crazy.
eye catching. Yes. So he'll be playing against a Goblin list. Where is the Goblin list? Oh, I can't
Felix,
find
I
the
think the RC have to compile the stats of how the ratio of Summoner Crones with weakness to the number of Twilight Kin.
Yeah.
So to literally everything else. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we should be able to pull that up. It's, because it's only been what? 4 months since Twilight Kin came out? 5 months maybe?
Yep.
So won't be a
Yeah,
huge
so-
sample size, but yeah, we will be able to pull that information eventually. So it will be interesting to find that out once we are able to pull that data.
Just give me a second. One list is missing. Right? Anyway, maybe while we get back to that list, I will go on to my list, which is the next matchup. So it's a Trident Cream list. I have one Depth Horrors, 2 Gigas, one with Staying Stone, and one with Chalice of Wrath, 2 Tidal
Hang on,
Swarms.
you're not sharing.
You're not sharing. Oh, sorry.
How about I share while you figure out the
yeah.
missing list?
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Okay. So, working together here.
Probably have to go soon because work.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do it a little bit faster. Okay. So
Yeah.
Guards Trident Realm list, Depth Horrors Horde, 2 Gigas Horde, 1 with Staying Stone, 1 with Chalice of Wrath, Tidal Swarms, 2 regiments, 2 Knuckles, 2 Aquamage with Amulet of the Fireheart Weakness, Bug Skin. Naiad Envoy with Loot of Insatiable Darkness. What does the Envoy give? Fury to Infantry and Heavy Infantry. Actor
Yes.
with Wind Blast 8. Depth Horror Eternal, Blade of Slashing, and the Hidden Ones formation. So awesome. The aura, the Fury aura effects.
Yep.
All the tools you have.
And Actor. Actor
Yep.
gets favored a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I bet he does. What's his nerve again?
14. It's not great.
Very low nerf, but defense 6. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
high
he gets
defense, but yeah, he's waverable.
Yeah, Phalanx and Ensnare. So yeah, I chose this list. Yeah.
14
I've been
units,
playing
20
around with
units.
this list. 20 unit strength. It's a bit low in scoring. I have 4 individuals, but I mean they are great. The 2 Mythican with Whole Shadow Beast is a beast. Credit to David Fuller. I think he came over and played us. In Singapore, he was using it quite well. It's a very counterpunch list. Not a lot of hitting power. The Gigas actually do a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of damage. So I always tend to lead them as a second line. The tools usually die. I mean, maybe it's the way I play them. And yeah, the tidal swarms are just there for some buckskin shenanigans in terrain. So yeah, I'll be playing off against Alvin.
Where's he
Alvin,
from?
he is from Penang, so he's got Mickey Mouse. He has a Redkin list, quite interesting, with no Redkin, no hordes of infantry.
2 warrior regiments, 3 clawshot troops,
Yeah,
2 hack paw regiments, 2 vermintide regiments, tunnel runner regiments with sharpness, death engine impaler, that's the melee version, birthing daughter with look of insatiable darkness, brute enforcer, brute mother with drain life, veil of shadows, and knowledgeable 1, as well as Scut the Butt, Scut Kuz Duluk,
yes.
Demon Spawn of Dew. 15 units, 22 unit strength. Even when you squeeze Scut in, that is very, very impressive.
Yes. So
Hitting power is mainly in Scut, Death Engine, Tunnel Runners, and 2 regiments of Hack Paws.
I mean, he has a lot of stuff hitting on force, so hopefully Ensnare and terrain should slow him down enough. But he has a bit of shooting with the crow shots, so that would be
shots are Yeah, you don't want to see you don't want to get in those guys' crosshairs for too long.
No, especially when my army is mostly defense 3 or 4.
Yeah, they would just lick their little claws like yes.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
Pitch, the goblin list, the other goblin list has been there. Shazli. There you
all
go.
right. So this
So-
is Mo's opponent, the Twilight King's opponent. So let's read it through it. 4 regiments of rebel, 2 hordes of rebel, 1 with crystal pendant. 4 regiment of spitters, mincer mob regiment with J boots, big rock thrower, 2 trombones, 2 sharpstick throwers, wing it with bombs away, giant flag hit, whiz, 2 wizards with Bane Chan. Wow, this is no slouch as well.
Yep.
21 units, more than mine, with 27 unit strength, more than mine as well. So that is quite crazy,
You elite crazy player there, Paige. Just saying. Elitist.
That's a lot of drops for 2,000 points. In general, overall, within this tournament, huh? Spitters, lots of them. Low quality fire, but lots of them, which is great at plinking damage against low defense stuff.
Yes.
Still, there's a staple of trombones and sharpsticks, big rocks, so on. Yeah, I quite like this list as well. I just wish there's more wingits, but I do understand wingits are very expensive in terms of goblin economy, 120 points. All right, let's move on to the 8th list. Heng, our local player.
So he has a very extreme list as well. And yeah. So he has 2 regiments of Save Warriors with the Last Breath, 1 Black Souls regiment with Orb of Towering Presence and Fury Bulwark. You don't see that on
Massive.
regiment often. And 3 Decimator Hordes. So this is where he gets you 75 piercing 1 and now at 14 inches.
Yeah, 14 inches is interesting because that means you can fire at speed 6 stuff and they can't charge you. Yep. So if you happen to have speed 6 stuff, then it'll be a bad time.
He has Golek Screen Failure and Deformation, which I'm not so sure what it does, but basically it's just a bunch of rats that die.
The hero is able to explode a unit on his turn.
He just be like, you die. Oh, that wayward regiment, you die, and here come the rest of the things behind them.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be playing against
strength. That's very high as well.
You don't get much higher than that. Even for
my God, the number of unit strength on this in this tournament. He's playing against Faisal running Undead. Let's see.
Undead, yes. It's pretty different Undead list. Is Faisal there?
Yep.
Yeah. Faisal has a interesting Undead list. 2 Skeleton Warriors, 1 Zombie Legion, 1 Skeleton Spearman Horde, 2 Soul River Infantry, 2 White Regiments. This is interesting. 2 Revenant Cavalry, Lich King, with Search and Heal, and 2 Necromancers with Search and Heal. So I think, how many unit strength does he have? I can't see from my
29
as well. So it's matched up in the unit strength. So that's 58 unit strength on the table.
Wow.
It's gonna be a grind. This game is gonna be a grind.
I thought I was doing quite well with my goblin unit strength, but oh my God.
You gotta pump those rookie numbers up, Paige. 20
Definitely. Apparently not enough. So
I'm terrified now.
We go big in Asia.
Yeah, apparently.
Well.
The next is
right.
James.
Powering through James.
James is our local Empire player. He's my neighbor, so I play him like almost every week.
2 hordes of spearmen,
yep.
1 troop and 1 horde of revenants. All have Casket of the Damned. The horde of revenants has Brew of Strength.
1 scavenger
regiment, Soul Snare, Reanimated Behemoth, 2 Undead Worm, Standard Bearer with Loot, Cursed High Priest with Heal 7 because of Shroud of the Saint and Surge 8 and Ras the Undying.
Yes.
So the crux is to have Ras the Undying improve the Spearman.
And the Revenants. So the Revenants are the real key to the list. They are the second line because they have Rule of Strength. So hopefully with the Bane Chan and also Aura Strider. Thank you, RC, for giving Aura Strider to the Standard Bearer. Very inspiring. So it's a compact list. He has 2 worms that he can throw out. He can put 2 on the flank. He can put them behind. So it's a bit of flexibility. And the Ras also works on the worms because hitting on the force is not great. Even in the flank, you might not kill something. Yeah,
Yep.
it's a KG list. He plays it well. I think
Ras the Undying can improve worms as well to hit
Yes.
on 3
yes,
because
which is
it's a
fantastic.
skeleton keyword.
So Ras is basically the key to this list. The Ras and the Standard Bearer holds it together. He'll be playing against Vincent. So Vincent is this is a tough non-aligned list. 2 half-elf berserker regiments, 2 ice skin hunters, 1 tribesman horde with staying stone, 2 frost claw rider hordes, 2 ice skin bolt throwers, 1 ice queen with blizzard and Banechan, and 1 we scroll down further. There is
Skulls and
Scout.
Clarion.
Scout with loot and Clarion. So yeah, interesting list. I think pretty shooty as well. Pretty shooty in quite a number of fast stuff. He has no wound recovery, so which might come to bite him. I mean, in this meta, you can see our list have pretty not a lot of shooting. I think this can do pretty well.
Yeah, I mean he's also got the Frostclaw Riders that can apply pressure because he gave the shooting attack on them. So you're talking a 28-inch threat range with piercing and steady aim hitting on 4s. It's not a lot. I think it's the horde, so it's only 12 shots. So
but together with
the but he's also got Boots of Striding and then extra Thunders. So one's got Thunder 3, the other one's got Thunder 2, but it's got Striding. So I mean, if he needs to, he can go in and hit something pretty hard with them.
Yep.
Or if not, he can just be nimble and shoot all day.
Plus,
I'm surprised he didn't run the formation because he's running half-elf berserkers and frost claw riders.
It's expensive. I think for the points.
Yeah. You take them in regiments and troops, right? And then the birds have rally for
half-elf.
Yeah.
Half-elves. And then I think they got a nerf bump also. So
the thing about the troops in the formation, they get crushing strength.
Ooh.
They normally just have thunder.
PC, yeah. So
they get crushed on Thunder 1. And I
remember running it during the playtest, and I really love it as a second line unit.
Oh,
how cheap they are! They do a lot of damage.
And they definitely and they're deceptively stay aroundy. Like you've got to put way more points into them to take them out pretty easily. And if you don't, they're just gonna. You can't put an individual against one and hope to take them out. Like it's not likely to happen, and then they just come back at you with their 15 attacks hitting on 3s, the Crush 1 Thunder 1. It's probably not good for that individual. So yeah, it's a nice unit. So
going to the last 2 matchups, we have Quan Jin, the other halfling player, probably better than me. So he has a very interesting list: 2 EJs, 1 Juggernaut with Brew of Strength and Relentless, 2 Lancer regiments, 2 Wild Runner regiments, 1 Iron Beast, and 2 Master Captain with Aura Striding, and 2 Master Captain on Wing Arrowless. So this has a lot of mustard in it. It's a pretty tough list to play against. It's fast, nimble, it shoots you a bit, and it pressures you with a lot of flyers. So can be. I think he's unbeaten with this list locally. He won the local warm-up tournament we had 2 weeks ago. He went 4-0. He beat me on the final round because I can't deal with so much flyers. Yeah.
But I say, were you running your halflings as well? Or were you running
Trident.
Trident prep sources? Yeah, yeah, it's a
It's
lot
a
of
tough
shit.
matchup. It's a tough matchup, and I mean, I did take out his Juggernaut, so I'm happy. I'm the only one who managed to do that. So the Juggernaut, he's very cagey with it. He'll just move up and back, just to trap you. So I mean, he needs to clear whatever he needs to clear things on the charge with his Juggernaut. But even then, his defense 5 I'm resolved. It can't die that easily. And with the aura striding, he doesn't care about the wind that much.
Right. Yeah, no, it looks like a pretty. It's funny that you said like it's an interesting halfling list. And I think we mentioned in the podcast for the halflings. It's like everyone like all the halfling lists look different to all the other halfling players. So we're all just kind of, oh wow, that's I wouldn't have played that like that, or so it's very interesting.
So I think he took a page from the Peter's list with the wild lancers and wild runners, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're good. They typically go behind the hill. They go on the hill. They shoot stuff. Then they get behind the hill. They do all sorts of janky stuff. And if need be, they can charge because they have Strider from the master
from the captains. Yeah.
KJ's opponent is Harbin running Ox.
Yeah. So when I saw this list, I'm like, yes, a horde of cavalry. Wow, look at this list: 2 more X regiments, 1 X horde, and 2 X legions. I don't think I've seen 2 legions in the list. And
I've never seen more than 1.
Yeah. So 1 Gore Rider troop, 2 Gore Rider regiment, 2 war drums, and 2 God Speakers with heals. So as it's a trend, no inspiring needed. When you have legions and who needs inspiring?
Shit, no inspiring.
Yeah. So yeah, I think a ton of unit strength. Is it 26 unit strength? 29. 29 unit strength. So 29 seems to be the magic number everyone's going for in Asia. It's a shit ton of unit strength. And for push, it's gonna be difficult for Quanji to get those tokens off those legions.
Yeah.
Next.
Sorry. With heal behind them.
Last matchup.
Yes,
Johan?
it's Johan, another of my neighbors. He's bringing sexy purple stalking night stalkers, 2 scarecrow hordes, 1 tormentor regiment, 2 phantoms, 1 butcher with bow of sharpness because hitting on 4 sub. According to him, 1 shadow hounds with helm, mind screech, shadow hawk terror, which is so terrifying now, 2 horrors, and 1 dread fiend. So Page actually had a battle report against his army.
Exactly this list.
This so you can check it out if you want to have a see of how it works.
Shadowhounds are amazing at speed 10 if you charge unhindered. This ferocious charge rule means they hit on 3, so 3 attacks
with helm.
20 attacks, TC2 hitting on 3s, which is at 20 attack it hits as hard as Soul Reavers.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Cheap package at 205 effectively.
205.
Yeah,
205. Yeah.
As long as it doesn't charge in the terrain, it's fine.
Right. Just make sure you don't give them any targets in terrain. That's really your key. So
yeah, and the terrain he will charge with tormentors because they have Strider.
Right.
Yep. And he has like other stuff to double charge with the Red Fiend, the Shadow Hawk.
Yeah, you combo with one of the Titans, right? What have you used? Shadow Hawk or Terror one?
Yeah, the Shadow Hawk is just a big distraction. He's using the Mantic model as well, so it's a distraction carnifex in a way. It doesn't do much, but people get.
I ran double terrors at a 1 day back in December.
How could you, Felix?
They were just. Oh man, I had a horde of siege breakers just like grind up against him. I don't think either died, but they spent the entire game fighting against a terror, and terror's like whatever.
Yeah,
regenning on 4 up, and I had healing behind it, so they didn't kill the terror. Terror didn't kill obviously siege breakers, but that usually. So.
Yep. So I think Titans having unit strength 2 now. It's clutch. He can just put a Shadow Hawk in one corner or one zone, and stuff to move. So he'll be. I mean, if he wants meat to go to chew through, he'll be playing Resolve. Can you find Resolve's list?
There.
Yeah, result is okay. If you want meat, he also has meat, not as much. 2 regiments of Morax, 1 Young X regiment, 1 X Legion, 2 Gore Rider regiments, 1 War Drum, 1 Giant, 1 Crudger, 1 God Speaker, and 1 Crudger on Wing Slasher.
So
So
y'all love
yeah.
your legions over there. I'm coming away with this info. Y'all love your legions.
So yeah, it's more balanced. He has 2 resources inspiring at least. He has the Crudger and he has the Wing Slasher, which is probably one of the better titans in the game. Yeah, it's a traditional, I think, and hammer and anvil this.
Right.
Yeah,
More
the Terror's
inspiring
gonna have
though.
a
So
few
got that
days with the Orcs because of the rampage.
Oh,
Yeah. Rampage, man. That terror is gonna feast. You know, it's gonna have fun with 20 attacks. So yeah, that's all the lists that we went through. So what are your initial thoughts? I mean, Jesse has left, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah, Felix. What are your initial thoughts?
I always like to see the way like other metas and places build lists. Like I said, we don't see orcs all that often, and if we do, they don't have legions, so it's nice to see that many legions. But yeah, no, it's fun. It's very, like I said, you don't see the normal like list of suspects you normally see at a lot of at least the GTs I go to. So I like it. I like seeing use of the other 15 armies that I don't regularly see all the time at GTs. So
Yeah, I think it's a good mix. I think for some of them are still legacy Warhammer Fantasy players, so they would not have seen Night Stalkers or Trident Realms or Halflings or Twilight
right.
Kin. So it's very interesting for them. I think that's one reason why I bought Trident, because nobody plays Trident in Malaysia, as far as I know. So it's definitely been drum a lot of interest locally. Just there's in our local community, just people hearing that there's 10 Kings of War players going to overseas for a tournament. Definitely,
Right.
wow, people play this game. It's
Right,
thriving.
right.
It's growing. It's great. Yeah, I have people asking me for demos on the Friday, but we are going out on Friday to KL. So we actually rent a van, 10 of us in a van driving up to KL with a driver. It's about 5 hours or so. Yeah, it's gonna be a
Rookie
fun road
numbers
trip.
compared to US.
Yeah, about to say that takes me to the other side of the state I live in. So
Yeah,
that takes us to the middle of the next country.
yeah. Well, no, I mean I've lived in Europe, so I get it that you can get pretty far in multiple hours in different countries away. So yeah, I get it.
So,
Yeah,
Fates,
so
any picks for the winner?
I mean, I think quite a few of the lists looks very solid. So I'm quite surprised, and I have not a lot of confidence going into this tournament because I still consider myself a new Goblins player. One of the challenges was time because I'm one of the slower players, and so when I chose Goblins, a lot
So
of you guys were
let's think of
concerned
all the
with my ability
possibilities. But
to
you are
play on
improving. I
time.
think you are improving a lot in terms of comes to time. I think time management is. I think a lot of them would. For some of them, it's the first time playing on the clock for them. So it's going to be a challenge for sure. So what we try to do is we publish the scenarios beforehand. We try to
How many minutes are you
60.
guys getting?
60
60.
Okay,
Yeah, I
deployment
think a
also
lot.
counts.
Yeah,
that's not bad. 2,000 points. So
a lot of new players, I think they spend a lot of time in deployment. So if you're listening to this, try to do a mock deployment, with your units. That will save some time. You roughly know where your units are going to go with each other. Don't spend 10 minutes on deployment. I think a lot of rookie players do that. Then they end up having not enough time. And on your turn, try to plan out your moves, prepare your dice, just anything that can help you save some time. Yeah,
Yep.
and read the scenarios before, and we published the scenarios 1 month ago. So if you know the scenario, that's one less thing to worry about when you're actually in the game. Yeah.
I'll just read out a comment from Matthew Selig of
Yeah.
of
Direct
what's the
Fire.
Australian podcast? Direct
Direct
misfire.
misfire.
I misfire. Kings of War.
I said good luck everyone. Take plenty of pictures. And am I able to show this? I'll figure that out the next stream. Take plenty of pictures. Where's Hong? So Hong is taking part. Is Vincent Hong,
Yes.
and he's the Northern Alliance list. And said given Asia is 4.7 billion people, maybe this should be Clash of Kings Southeast Asia. We have thought about that, but I don't think there are any Kings of War players in China. And
There are.
there are?
Yeah, Steve said, I mean, in the companion, there is a club registered that plays Kings of War in
All right, we will invite them the next
in
time.
Shenzhen. In Shenzhen. So Steve actually said there are players in China, there are players in Philippines, there are a few players in Thailand, and Indonesia. We cannot forget our Jesse. And I played a couple of games with people in Jakarta, and Jesse is playing in Bali. So, and there was Thomas Douglas was supposed to come from Japan. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it. Maybe next time. I think it's interesting, for him to have interest to come all the way from Tokyo, Japan. And there's a scene there in Tokyo, so it's promising times.
And he asked, could you advertise the event a little bit more? You didn't know until you saw the preview of the live stream.
Yep.
As an avid traveler to the Southeast Asia region, I'll be tempted if everything lined up well. I think this time around the event wasn't publicized as much because we already hit capacity based on our local player groups between Singapore, Penang, KL, and a few from around the region. We have already hit the capacity. We actually hit 24, but 2 of them dropped out last minute.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, we could
next
have,
year
I
when
think,
the event increases in size, the TOs can probably publicize it to the rest of the world for anyone who might be interested to travel down and play. Because
and also it should be a 2-day next year. I think we'll go down because the first time for us, we haven't seen the venue. We'll see how we can make it a 2-day. A 2-day will be more manageable. 3 games and 2 days. 3 games and two games on a Sunday. I think it's definitely. I think that's a standard tournament size for smaller tournaments.
And I think one of the things not to be underestimated is the logistics of bringing all the terrain and the table mats, and especially for a first time event of such a scale, I think for the TOs it was quite a challenge. So we're just getting our feet wet. So let's have this awesome tournament. 22 being represented from 2 countries, 3 regions.
So
and hopefully the next year will be even bigger and better one. I think there are about 1/3 Mantic armies. 1/3 of the armies are full Mantic.
Most of the Singapore armies, I think, majority are Mantic. Maybe 8 to 9 Mantic armies. So there's a few in KL and Penang. I think they don't really have a local game store that stocks Mantic that much. So we're trying to get them more stock, maybe through Hammer House and all that. And also shout out to Ronnie and Dan from Mantic. They have sponsored us with some vouchers, some Ronnie the Bastard models, and also a bottle of rum, Goblin Buster rum for the winner, which we are still waiting for it to ship to Singapore. So hopefully it can come in time before the tournament.
If not, it might get lost in Paige's house. Just saying.
Yeah. So shout out to them. Shout out to Hammer House for their support. They're also providing some price support as well for all your local, for all your gaming needs, hobby supplies. They ship region-wide, Asia-wide. So yeah, check out hammerhouse.com.sg. That's where our local community plays at. So yeah, if you're in Singapore, just drop by. We could have a game. And then Hammer House, it's in the Chinatown area. It's pretty central. And you're going to visit Chinatown anyway. It's a tourist attraction. So why not drop at Hammer House? You can ask Jesse. Jesse has visited us many times on his trips. Jesse?
Yeah, it's great. And I'm sad I can't be there at the tournament this year to take the wooden spoon home. Next time.
Yeah. We did have Jesse come for a tournament in 2020, just before COVID, at our first event at Hammer House. So yeah, he had a great time, right, Jesse?
And I think that was the old venue.
And a top 10 finish, which I was happy with.
There were 10 players, so yeah.
It was 8 players.
8 players. Top 8 finish.
Yeah. Top 8 finish.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right. With that, I think that's just about wraps it up. Thanks again, Jesse and Felix, for coming on. Hope
Thank
you enjoyed
you,
yourself.
guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Paige,
Hobby.
for having me.
Yeah,
Good luck,
thanks.
guys. Have a
Interested to
ton
see
of
how you
fun.
guys do. It's be pretty interesting. So I'm excited
Yeah,
to see
we'll-
this thing happening. You know,
Yeah.
22 in the first inaugural of this. That's awesome.
Yeah, and Paige will probably do better reports, and I will probably do some recaps of my games as well. So stay tuned for more coverage on the Clash of Kings Asia. I think throughout the event we'll be posting updates as well on Saturday, which is Friday night your time
Right.
in the US. Yeah, so Friday night your time. So by Saturday morning, you should know who will be the first ever Clash of Kings Asia champion.
Nice. Cool.
Champion.
All right. With that, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank
Yep.
you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jesse.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.